Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be doing something a little bit different. I'll be showing you how to do an egg cleansing. And this is the way that I was taught how to do an egg cleansing. This is the way my mom taught me, and she learned it from a woman who did many cleansings and spiritual guidance sessions with people for like her entire lifetime. So for an egg cleansing, you will obviously need an egg. Doesn't matter what kind of egg, just as long as it's an egg and you can crack it open, and a glass of water. So also water doesn't matter. It could be tap water, it could be from a bottle, anything that you can crack the egg into. So before we actually start with the process of the egg cleansing, I just want to sort of explain what an egg cleansing is. So it's the removal of anything that is sort of negative. This could be just negative emotions that have been stored over time or that have built up quite recently. This can be either like a bad spirit that you feel around you, or if anything like negativity that somebody might have pushed on you recently in the past, whatever. If you're just feeling like there's overall negativity around you, or there's just some bad feelings, this is where the egg cleansing comes in. So it will remove those bad spirits, it will remove the negativity, the toxins from your body. And the process is to take the egg and cleanse your body with it, and then crack it into a glass and leave the glass overnight, preferably in a well-lit area, but it doesn't really matter where you leave it. And then you evaluate it the next day. So the way that I will do this is more leaning toward the like Christian religion. If you aren't Christian or you don't identify with that, do whatever you feel is more comfortable for you, or just skip that step. Um, you can also do whatever sign is connected to the religion like you feel most connected to. So I'm going to explain sort of which or why we do certain things in certain regions, and um, the overall process of it. Now, it doesn't mean you have to like go over your entire body with an egg. That will take a long time. You can do this yourself. You can also have somebody else do this if you feel like spiritually they know what they're doing. You can also have them do this so you get better access like to your back or anything. Also, if you're having any pain or stiffness or anything, like if you've been having a lot of headaches, you can focus on your head where the headaches are originating. If you've been having backaches, you can focus on your back. There are key points where you do want to concentrate it no matter what, and we'll go over that. So we have our egg. This is just I guess like a large and medium egg. And the first thing we're going to do with this is like hold it in our hands. And I always hold it in my hands first just to get that energy started. So um, we want to clean our hands, right? So that's part of this sort of energy cleansing here. We clean our hands. So we take the egg and we sort of like wipe our hands with it, both inside and the outside of our hands. We wipe, you know, all the surface. It's better to do this without any jewelry on, but you can do it with jewelry on. So we wipe our hands, and then we can do the symbol of a cross inside our hands and then outside our hands. And this is where I say if you're not Christian, you don't have to do the symbol of the cross. You can do whatever symbol is closely related to your religion, or you can just skip that step. But we do want to wash the hands. So that symbol of the cross is a way of washing the hands, and on both sides. So you want to make sure that you're washing the hands. You also want to go down your arms, and around. Sometimes we can go down and out, bringing the negativity out through our palms. So like down and through our palms, right? Out and through our palms. Sorry, I have a bruise on the back of my arm. So that's what we do with our hands. We do a lot of cleansing, and you can do this as much as you want until you really feel like this has gotten whatever negativity is there. So next up, we do our head, and our head is an important place because, of course, that's where we think. That's where our thoughts reside. So what we do here is we take it almost like we're washing our hair, and we just go over our head, taking out that negativity, and then we go over our forehead, symbol of the cross, if you feel like you need to. Go over the eyes, clean Clean your eyes, clean your ears. These are good times to go over these areas where, like, your vision, your hearing, your nose. Make sure that your nose is clean, your mouth, everything that you can, um, even the cross over the face. So we take that down and we take it down to our chest. And I do like to just hold the egg at my chest for a little while, let go of whatever energy is in there at the moment, if there's any negative, and then we go ahead and continue with the cross. So this one is where it's helpful to have somebody else, if you trust them, so that they can clean your back. But otherwise, you can just like go behind you and clean your back and do that cross symbol across your back. When it comes to your feet, you do want to go down your legs entirely and do the cross symbols on your feet. Now, since that'll be a little hard to film, I won't film that. But when you get to the feet, you basically do it the same way that you do your hands, where you clean outward, and that's why we take all the energy down and out our feet. We take it out our hands. We do the cross symbol on our hands and on the bottom. So make sure to get the bottom of your feet because that's where the energy will be sort of draining out from. So I will finish up the rest of my body and I will get back. Okay, so I am back and I have cleansed the rest of my body, including my feet, and I've had done those cross marks or cross symbols on my feet, on the top and the bottom. So the last thing that you want to do when you're all done and you're all cleansed, you take that egg and you just either you pray or you think about whatever it is that is causing you stress, and you just try to put all those thoughts into that egg. So just hold that and just release any negativity. And this is the time where you put like as much faith into this healing process as possible. Allow everything to just let go and release into this egg. So when you're all said and done and everything really feels like it's complete here and you've done enough to release whatever negativity you can for that time. You can always do this again as many times as you need to until you feel like this is complete, like you've actually cleansed yourself. We're going to go ahead and crack it into the glass, which I will reconfigure the camera in order to show you. Okay, so I apologize about the funky angle, but here we have the glass, and I'm going to go ahead and break the egg into the glass. There we go. Now, sometimes stuff comes up immediately, like you can see here, like a lot is actually coming up. And it has been a while since I've done one of these egg cleanses. So, once again, I said, like, leave it overnight, see what develops, and you'll be able to see exactly what's sort of been stored. And of course, I will go over what mine looks like tomorrow, show you all the end result. Well, I guess it'll be the same day for all of you. I'm back the next day, and you don't actually have to leave it overnight, like 24 hours if you don't want. You can always just um, leave it for like 6, 10, whatever you feel is necessary, just to have that development come through. You can also leave it under your bed if you want, or if you feel comfortable with that, and allow your spirits and guides to just draw that energy out of you while you sleep. It's always a good thing to sort of leave a glass under your bed filled with water to allow anything to just to sort of drain away from you. So I have a video to show you of both my own egg and my mom's egg. She did do her cleansing and allowed her egg to develop, and I was able to film that to show you sort of like two examples of what eggs might look like. So I have been doing quite a bit of like my own evaluation of like how I think, how I feel. So my egg is honestly a little on the boring side. In contrast, my mom's has quite a bit going on. So I'm going to show you those. I'll point out some things that you might want to be on the lookout when it comes to your own egg, and then I'll go over some details after that. So here's the video. So we have the two eggs here. The egg on the left is my egg, and the egg on the right is my mom's egg. The egg on the left just has that blanket over top where it sort of looks cooked, and one spike where you can see the little bubble pulling up the spike. The water doesn't have a lot of bubbles. It's not very murky, pretty much clear. This is a sign that either I didn't do it well enough or that there wasn't much to clean. When it comes to the other egg, when it comes to my mom's egg, you can see a completely different result with very bubbly water. There's a lot of spikes, a lot of bubbles. Those itsy bitsy sparkly bubbles are actually very good. They're signs that spirits are watching over you, lifting the negativity out of you. She also has a similar bubble which can represent like illness or health problems. And you can see that once or a couple spikes actually do reach the top of the glass. And I do recommend doing this in a very tall glass so that those spikes have a lot of room to expand. And when you're all done sort of evaluating it in the next step, or when I go over the evaluation process, do remember to flush it. Don't just throw it down the sink or throw it into the trash. Just flush it because it's sort of a symbol of ridding yourself of that negativity and whatever is in your life now. So it's like sending it out to sea. So the first thing, since my egg is the first one that is being shown, we see that layer over the top, right? The layer that I said looks sort of cooked, like it's been hard boiled. And with that layer, that normally signifies some sort of um, illness or a health problem. It could be the removal of a fever that you might not have known you had, or even one that you had overnight. Um, if you've been having stomach issues, as I said like earlier, if you've had headaches, backaches, um, joint pain, knee, leg pain, focus on those areas and really like cleanse those. Do a lot of cleansing in that so that it could help alleviate whatever those issues are. It might be something negative that is causing those things to last longer, but it might also be that doing that can give you a better mindset, allow you to move forward from those things. I'm not saying it's like a medical cure, but it does sort of help to have that positivity in your life and the actual visualization of that negativity being removed through the egg cleansing process. So that's really what you're seeing with mine is just that layer over the top of the sort of like illness that would have been removed. There's one major small spike in there with a bubble that is lifting it up. And these spikes are the negativity. These are the things that are being pulled out of you. You can take that yolk as a representation of you and these spikes as the negativity. The more little tiny itsy bitsy sparkly bubbles you have, the better, because those are actually your spirits, those spirits around you that are watching over you, your ancestors, whoever you believe in is watching over you. That's who's taking the negativity out of you, and you see their representation through those bubbles. So the way I look at that one spike is even though there's one bubble, means that that one spirit or that one person that was watching over me was able to handle that situation and remove that toxicity from me. And um, it's mainly like showing you that it's drawing it out. Those spikes are being drawn out, and sometimes there's so much of it, it reaches to the top of the water. That's why I said try to use something that's taller. If you're really feeling like there's some negativity going on around you, or there's some illness within you, use a taller container to crack the egg into and allow that to stretch as far as possible to really pull out that illness or negativity. When it comes to my mom's, you can see that there were a lot of spikes that actually reached the top. There are a lot of bubbles. There's a lot of like the water has a lot of bubbles in it. And that is an interpretation of there's a lot of spirit guides. There are a lot of people that are watching over her that are working really hard to remove that negativity, the hardships, the frustrations, the things that are impacting her. You can see all of that represented within that water and that egg. So the spikes are the negativity, while the bubbles on them are the spirits that are lifting up that negativity and removing it from you. So neither one of us really had murky water. If you have murky water, that does represent like um, the negativity, but it can also represent that maybe either somebody unknowingly or with full purpose put some negativity on you. If you believe in like the evil eye, or if you believe in bad juju, bad feelings being sent to you, sometimes you can be talking to somebody and they can be incredibly negative, and you feel that negativity rub off on you, and you can't rid yourself of that negativity. That's a good time to cleanse yourself, to rid yourself of the negativity that might have been accidentally, or as I said, might have actually been done on purpose, placed on you. So um, those are all things you can focus on when you're doing this. If you are having actual pain, focus on those areas where the pain is coming from. Um, if you're feeling depressed, focus on your heart and your head to remove that. And really, like, spend a lot of time cleansing those areas that are causing you problems. Your back is hurting you, focus on your back. If you've had stomach issues, focus on your stomach. Even if you feel like there's like some sort of toxicity about like what's going on, sometimes you can say like that it's all sort of trapped up in the stomach. So if you focus on cleansing your stomach, you can better yourself by removing that toxicity from there. Um, it doesn't have to be actual like physical pain. It can be mental pain. It can be stress from a relationship, stress from life, and you're just feeling weighed down by all those things. Focus on what it is that you need to rid yourself. You can hold the egg to your heart. You can hold it in your hands. You can just pray or wish away that negativity. Hope that the egg is absorbing it. And actually, like when you're doing the cleansing, visualize the negativity going into the egg. That really helps with this process to actually like imagine yourself um, pushing all that negativity. See it being pulled from your arms and your head and your eyes and put into that egg. Um, when it comes to focusing on certain areas, I do want to stress this. Like, if you've heard something that is negative and you really want to like rid yourself of that feeling of having heard that whatever that negativity was, you can focus on cleansing your ears to rid yourself of what you've heard or the feelings that have come along with what you've heard. Same like if you've seen something, you can cleanse your eyes to rid yourself of the feelings that you've had from seeing that, from speaking something, from being in an environment. If you say something or you feel something, you can cleanse your heart, you can cleanse your head, you can cleanse your mouth and your throat. It's always very good to focus on the important areas, especially like your neck, your throat, your eyes, your mouth, your ears, your head, your heart, chest, and anything that is causing you any sort of issue, any pain anywhere. And always remember when you're cleansing your feet to do the top and the bottom of your feet to make sure that all of that is pulled out. Really work hard on it. And say the most important part when it comes to visualizing it is visualizing that it's being removed from your hands and from your feet. And you can do this as many times as you want. As I said, like you don't have to just do this once. You do this many times, and even if you do it the first time and nothing happens, it could be that maybe you weren't ready to let go, or you weren't really channeling it into the egg at that time. So you needed to do it a second time, and then you'll actually see those results. But basically, this is a good way to just cleanse yourself when you're really feeling negative, or as though somebody might have put some negativity on you, or like you need something that will allow you to let go of whatever pain or suffering you're going through right now. So, um, I'll try to put some pictures at the end of this with some notes if I can, just to give you some examples, so you can compare to the pictures or the video when we're done. And of course, like if there are any questions that you have or any issues you have with interpreting your own egg, you can always ask me in the comment section. You can email me a picture of the egg and I will try to interpret it for you. I do have an email address in the description box, and I have an Instagram, so you can always message me on Instagram, and I will gladly either interpret it myself or ask my mom to interpret it for you. So I do hope that this was helpful to those of you who watched. I, of course, always wish positivity on all of you and hope that you're all doing well and staying safe and healthy. And I know this is a little different of a video, but I know that, well, I know quite a few people have just been going through a little bit of a negative moment. And sometimes just putting your faith into something as simple as an egg will help lighten your mood or lighten the environment. I want to thank you, of course, so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope that you and all your loved ones are doing well. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.